Hello everybody, welcome to the CRUSHHHHA Duelist. This is my very first video, my debut video, in fact. And for that first video, I would like to do an Obelisk the Tormenter deck profile. As you can see, it uses ABC Dragon Buster to fuel the Egyptian god. So let's get right into it. Okay, so for three ofs. Our first three of is the almighty Obelisk the Tormenter. He is a level 10 monster. His effect reads as this. He requires 3 tributes to normal summon. He cannot be normal summon or set. This card's normal summon cannot be negated. When normal summon cards and effects cannot be activated, neither player can target this card with card effects. Once per turn, during the end phase, if this card was special summoned, send it to the graveyard. You contribute 2 monsters. Destroy all monsters your opponents control. This card cannot declare an attack the turn this effect is activated. So, one of the main boss monsters of the deck. 4,000 attack, 4,000 defense. Not to be scoffed at. He's a little difficult to bring out in a normal deck, but this deck is made to bring him out. So, I'll get into the cards that make him easy to get out. Our next three of is a Assault Core. This is one of our alphabet pieces. The other three, or the other two, share a similar effect. Most of the Union monsters do. But I'll read it off the first time so you guys get the idea. So once per turn, you can either target one light machine type monster you control, equip this card to that target, or unequip this card and special summon it. A monster equipped with this card is unaffected by your opponent's monster effects, except its own. If the equipped monster would be destroyed by battle or card effect, destroy this card instead. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add one other Union monster from your graveyard to your hand. Yeah, so he's very helpful in getting Union monsters back from the grave. It's very helpful sometimes. Yeah, and his specific effect makes it so your card that it's equipped to is unaffected by monster effects. So that's very helpful. Our next three of is Buster Drake. He also shares the effect that you can target one machine type monster you control, equip this card to the target, or unequip it and special summon it. A card this card is equipped to is unaffected by your opponent's spell effects. And if it would be destroyed by battle or card effect, destroy this card instead. If it's sent from the field to the graveyard, however, you can add one Union monster from your deck to your hand. So it's a good searcher in this deck. And in my opinion, and probably many others, the best Union monster in ABC. Okay, next we play 3 Sea Crush Wyverns. I think this one's the second best. Just like the other ones, you can, once per turn, equip it to light machine monster you control, equip it to that target, or unequip it and special summon it. This one makes your monster equipped to unaffected by trap effects. And when it's sent from the field to the graveyard, you can special summon one Union monster from your hand. So that does come up a lot when we're link summoning and trying to get ABC out. So, on to our 2 ofs. I'll move these 3 ofs out of the way. Okay, 2 ofs. So first off, we're playing 2 gold gadgets. This card is very helpful in getting your ABC pieces out. Basically, effect reads as, when this card is normal or special summon, you can special summon 1 level 4 machine monster from your hand. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon 1 level 4 gadget monster from your deck, except gold gadget. You can only use 1 gold gadget effect per turn and only once that turn. So that brings me into our 2 copies of Silver Gadget. He shares the exact same effect as gold, except when he's destroyed by battle or card effect, you can summon a gold gadget from your deck. Yeah, so they're very helpful in bringing the ABC pieces out and going into link plays and stuff like that. Next, we're playing 2 Galaxy Soldiers. Yes, I do run a Cyber Dragon Infinity engine in this deck. It works really well. We're playing Light Machine, so why the heck not? Basically, you can send a Light Machine from your hand to the graveyard, special summon it in defense, and then when it's special summoned, you can add a Galaxy Soldier from your deck to your hand. Then you repeat the same process, get 2 Galaxy Soldiers on the board. go into Nova, then overlay into Infinity. Then you got your Omnigate, and you can eat monsters. So why not? It's light machines, so you got to put them in. Probably one of the priciest cards in the deck. Next, we play 2 Effect Veilers. It's my hand trap. You could always swap it out for anything else. It's just what I have on hand. Hand trap. To negate monster effects, which is always helpful. Alright, on to our one-ofs. Okay, for our one-of monsters, we play 1 Union Driver. You could bring this up to 2. I'd like to leave it at 1. But anyway, its effect is, once per turn, you can either target 1 face-up monster you control, equip this card to that target, or unequip this card and special summon, much like the other Union monsters. If the equipped monster would be destroyed by battle or card effect, destroy this card instead, just like the other ABC pieces. While it's equipped to a monster, you can banish this equipped card, equip 1 level 4 or lower appropriate Union monster from your deck to the monster this card is equipped to. You can only use this effective Union Driver once per turn. So this is very helpful when you're using Union Hanger, spoilers, and unauthorized reactivation, because you can equip using those cards, Union Driver to a monster, then you can banish it, equip another card, then special summon that card, and then you can go into link plays and stuff like that. Our next one of is Heavy Mech Support Armor. This is helpful. It's a monster reborn for your Union monsters when you normal summon it. Or you can target a machine type monster, even Cyber Dragon Infinity, which is helpful. Equip this card to it or unequip it and special summon it. Your opponent cannot target a monster equip this card with card effects. Also, if the equipped monster would be destroyed by battle or card effect, destroy this card instead. So it's like a monster reborn that protects your monsters, which is very helpful. Okay, that's it for the monsters. So let's move on to the spell and traps. Okay. So for our 3-ofs, we're playing 3 Union Hanger. Sorry about my throw there. My cards are a little out of order. Play 3 Union Hangers. A really good field spell. Probably one of the best field spells in the game. Basically, when it's activated, you can add 1 Light Machine type Union monster from your deck to your hand. Once per turn, if a Light Machine type Union monster or monsters is normal or special summon to your field, except during the damage step, you can target one of those monsters, equip 1 appropriate Light Machine type Union monster with a different name from your deck to that monster. But that Union monster you equip cannot be special summoned this turn. You can only activate 1 Union Hanger once per turn. So, searches our Union monsters, or summons a Union monster on activation, then once per turn you can equip from your deck, which is very helpful. Our next 3 of is unauthorized reactivation. Let me get it out for you guys. It's basically Union Hanger's little brother. And its effect reads off, target 1 machine monster you control, equip a appropriate Union monster from your hand or deck to that monster, but the Union monster you equip cannot be special summoned this turn. You can only activate 1 unauthorized reactivation per turn. It's also quick play spell, so you can set it or you can activate it during your turn. If like you can chain off your opponent's card effect, which can be helpful. Or just use it during your main phase to get more Union monsters on the board. Very helpful. Okay, so on to our 2-ofs. No, not on our 2-ofs. We have one more set of 3-ofs. But these are for Obelisk. So we're getting to some of these Egyptian god cards. We're playing 3 Soul Crossing. This card's really good. It's like almost like a Monarch card. Basically, during the main phase, immediately after this effect resolves, tribute summon 1 Divine Beast monster. When you do, you can tribute them, but if you tribute summon this way, apply this effect, even if you don't control those monsters. Until the end of this turn, after this effect resolves, you can only activate 1 card or effect per turn, not counting the effect of Divine Beast monsters. So that's kind of the handicap on the card, but you can basically activate your Egyptian Gods or Obelisk effect to destroy all monsters on your opponent's field, and then activate 1 other effect. So yeah, it can be good too. And it's quick play, so set it, then tribute off your opponent's monsters. Okay, on to our 2-ofs. Let's see. First off, we're playing 2 Fists of Fate. This card's really good. It's quick play. Basically, this card's activation and effect cannot be negated, so you cannot stop this. If you control a monster whose original name is Obelisk the Tormenter, negate the effects of one effect monster your opponent controls, and if you do, destroy it. And if you do that, for the rest of this turn, the effects of that monster are negated, as well as activated effects and effects on the field of monsters with the same original name. If you activated this card during your main phase, you can apply this effect. Destroy all spells and traps your opponent controls. You can only activate one Fist of Fate per turn. So, really good. I only play it at 2 because you have to have Obelisk out to use it, and I was seeing it too much at 3. Honestly, you could even play it at 1. I just like to see it a little more than just 1 because you can't search it. So that's why I played it 2. Next Egyptian god related card that's a 2 of is the Mound of the Bound Creator. This is a field spell that basically says level 10 or higher monsters in the field cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects. And if one of those level 10 or higher monsters in the field destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the grave, the player controlled the destroyed monster takes 1,000 damage. And when this card's on the field, is destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 divine monster, Obelisk the Tormenter, or any of the other Egyptian gods from your deck to your hand. So that's very helpful. It's the way we search out Obelisk. And the protection and the burn damage is nice, but we mainly play it for its searching effect. Then that brings me into the 2 Mystical Space Typhoons that we're going to play. I know some of you might be thinking, why are you playing MST when there's so many better spell and trap removals in the game? Well, this card destroys, which we can use to destroy Mound of the Bound Creator, and it has no cost. We need our cards in our hand for ABC, and it takes a lot of cards from your hand to get the ABC pieces on the field. So you want to make sure you have cards in your hand to activate his effect on your opponent's turn, and maybe even during your turn. And this has no cost, so it's fine for what it does. It's mainly for this. Also, it's quick play, so if someone sets another field spell like Zombie World, for example, or Mystic Mine, you can basically immediately destroy it, which is helpful. You could cut this to 1. You could even just cut it all out, because when you could always just activate this Mound of the Bound Creator, then activate Union Hanger on it. That counts as destroying the field spell, so you could always search out Obelisk the Tormentor through that way. It's just, I think it's more consistent if I have this, because I'll see it more. And through my playtesting, that's been the case. Okay, into our 1-ofs. Okay, so I play 1 Terraforming. Basically makes your, you can search your field spells, and we have 2 sets of field spells, so that's helpful for that. Then I play 1 set rotation. This is good because you set 2 field spells with different names from your deck to the field, 1 on your field and 1 on your opponent's. While either of those cards remain set on the field, neither player can activate or set other field spells. We mainly play this because we can search Union Hanger, activate it on our field, then set Mound of the Bound Creator to our opponents, and then we can pop it with Nightmare Phoenix in case we are not opening with our MSTs. Also, it locks them out of putting any more field spell down, so no Mystic Mine and Zombie World or Magical Meltdown if you're playing against Invoked. It can come in helpful, and it's quick play, so you could get Obelisk out on your opponent's turn, which is pretty crazy. Next, we play Divine Evolution. This this is a card for Obelisk. I only play it 1 of because it can be bricky. If you don't have Obelisk out, then it's kind of dead in your hand. But it's really good. Its effect is good. So basically, this card's effect, activation, and effect cannot be negated. So you cannot stop this. Choose 1 monster you control whose original type is Divine Beast, or original name is the Wicked Avatar, the Wicked Dreadbrute, or the Wicked Eraser. And we're not playing any of those, except the monster already affected by Divine Evolution, and it gains 1,000 attack and defense. Its effect, activation, and its activated effects cannot be negated. Also, it gains the following effect. When this card declares an attack, you can make your opponent send 1 card they control to the grave, their choice. So this can be really good. Your Obelisk Tormentor gets 5,000 attack and defense, and you can activate his destruction effect, and they can't stop it. It's like a lightning storm that can't be negated. Really good. And then before the damage step, you basically can send one of their cards to the grave. Send, so it's not destructing, so if they have floating effects, most time it's not going to be activated, which is very good. Then we play one called by the grave to negate some hand traps, and then we play one Monster Reborn to extend our plays, and if you really need to, get Obelisk back. So, that's it for the main deck. Let's move on to the extra deck, and that is very juicy. That's where most of our combos are coming in. Okay. So for our only set of 3-ofs, we play 3 ABC Dragon Busters. Really good card. And the second main boss monster of the deck. So basically, it uses A Assault Core, B Buster Drake, and C Crush Wyvern as its material. Must be special summoned from your extra deck by banishing the above cards you control and from your graveyard. You do not use polymerization, so it is a contact fusion. Once per turn, during either player's turn, you can discard 1 card, then target 1 card in the field, banish it. During your opponent's turn, you contribute this card, then target 3 of your banished light machine type union monsters with different names, special summon them. This is a quick effect. So, great. You can always use your ABC pieces to link off or exile summon during your one of your main phases. Then, when they're in the grave, you can just banish them, summon ABC. Then you have your quick effect banish on your turn and your opponent's turn, which is really nice. And then during the end of their turn, preferably do it during the end of the main phase, tribute it off, then you get your ABC pieces back on the field. Next turn, you can summon Obelisk the Tormenter, and then you can get ABC out again. So that's really good, really good. Awesome card. I'm glad it's not limited anymore. That was a sad day when that happened. Okay, so for the rest of the extra deck, we're playing 1 Nightmare Phoenix to pop spell and traps. We're playing Nightmare Unicorn to spin monsters on the field. Appaloosa to have negations. We're playing Barricade Board Blocker. Basically, he says if he's link summoned, you can discard a card, and during the end phase, add a continuous or field spell from your graveyard to your hand, and you can only use it once per turn. And then it also protects your face-up spells, and it cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effect. Well, he can't. Your spells can't. He's really good because if you pop Mound of the Bound Creator and you want to get it back to set it, so you protect Obelisk a little bit more, you can add that card back at the end of your turn. Pretty good. It's very helpful in this deck since we play 2 field spells. Next, we play Platinum Gadget. This is good. You use 2 level 4s to link into him. Then you can special summon another machine monster from your hand, which is good for getting ABC out. Then we are playing IP Masquerena. Basically, she says you can link summon during your opponent's turn, and any monster that uses her as link material cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. So that's really nice for going into your Nightmare Phoenix. Oops, sorry, that's a little high. Nightmare Phoenix or Nightmare Unicorn, and you can pop spell or traps or monsters in your opponent's turn, which is very helpful. Or you can go into Appaloosa for your negations, which is very good. Okay, next we play Bujinki Ahashima. Basically what this card does is that you can link into it, and once per turn, you can special summon 1 monster, or 2 monsters with the same level, 1 from your hand, 1 from your grave, negate their effects, and immediately after this effect resolves, exile summon using those 2 cards. And if an Xyz monster, this card points to activates an effect by detaching material, except during the damage step, you can target 1 spell or trap your opponent's controls and destroy it. So really good. It helps get your ABC pieces out of your hand and in the graveyard, and out of the graveyard. Then you can immediately Xyz with them. I have Xyz monsters in here, and I'll show you what kind of Xyz monsters we can go into with this card. It's very, very good effect, and yeah, it's very helpful. It's kind of like the pseudo replacement for Union Carrier. It helps get your ABC out way faster. So, it doesn't make up for Union Carrier, but it still does a pretty good job. Okay, so for our Xyz, I'm going to move these over so we can focus on the Xyz monsters. We play 1 Baguska, the Terribly Tired Taper. basically what this card does is that during your standby phase, you must detach a material from this card. It's not optional, or destroy it. This card. The attack position card cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Your opponent cannot target this attack position monster with card effects. This is the effect we're really going to use, the second one. While this card is in face-up defense position, change all face-up monsters on the field to defense position. Also, negate the activated effects of monsters that were in defense position when their effect is activated. So basically, it forces your monsters in a defense position and negates their effects. So it slows down the game and helps you get some resources if you kind of break a little bit. I don't end up using it all the time. This deck isn't as bricky as you think it would be. But it's there just in case. Next card, Starleaf Paladynamo. 2 level 4 light monsters. That's its materials. Once per turn, you can detach 2 Xyz materials from this card, then target one face-up monster opponent controls, change its attack to 0, and if you do, it has its effects negated. If this card you control is destroyed by opponent's card, by battle, or card effect, and sent to your graveyard, draw 1 card. This is a good card to go into with your Bujinki Ashima. So immediately after you Xyz into Starleaf Paladynamo, you can pop a spell or trap your opponent's control. Then you activate after you activate Paladynamo's effect. So you would negate your opponent's card effect or monster effect, and their attack goes to 0. Then you immediately destroy or spell or trap your opponent controls, which is really good. Very helpful. You can only do it in your turn though, so you have to be careful. It's not a quick effect. Next, we play Abyss Dweller. This shuts off your opponent's graveyard effects. And it's a quick effect, so you can do it during their turn too. This is another card you'd want to go into with Bujinki Hashima or IP Masquerena. So you can do it during your opponent's turn. Very good. Our last Xyz kind of package we're playing is Cyber Dragon Nova and Cyber Dragon Infinity. You're going to use your 2 Galaxy Soldiers to go into Nova. We're not really using any of its other effects because we're not playing any Cyber Dragons. But we are going to use Infinity's effect. We'll just immediately overlay into Infinity when we get Nova out. Basically, you can... it gains 200 attack for each material attached to it. So, off the bat, it has 2,700 attack. And then once per turn, you can eat one of your opponent's attack or yours attack position monsters. And then once per turn, when an effect is activated, you can negate it and destroy it. So, an Omni Negate. Very helpful. Alright, so that is it for my Obelisk the Tormenter deck profile. I hope you guys liked it. And some of you watching might realize this, hey, this looks a lot like the Dark Arm Duelist deck profile. And I did watch this video, and I got a lot of inspiration from that. Mine is a tad different. Most of it's the same. It's a little different, though. I just wanted to share my deck profile, and as it is the debut video on my channel, ABC was actually my first deck, and after Union Carrier got banned, I just didn't want to play it. And once I found out you could slap Obelisk in there, I was like, all game. So that's why this exists now. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe to the CRUSHHHHA Duelist, the best card ever, CRUSHHHHHA. And stay tuned for more videos. Goodbye.